What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Hoffenheim 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. It's never boring with Tottenham, is it, Iggy?
It's who we are, mate. It's who we are. He's told us many a times there's never going to be a plain sailing game with Spurs. But we've got to win. And that is, at any level, man, you've got to get a win. And tonight we've got to win against the poor side, but a win's a win. And it puts us in a good place in terms of league table.
Yeah, look, we're up to fourth now in Europa League table. There's 4 other teams there with us: Lyon, Anderlecht, and FCSB. Look, it is important tonight to do that, because if we hadn't got over the line, we were going to be really struggling to get through without those playoffs, right? I think if we look at it, I mean, the first half, second half, it was like chalk and cheese. We got the couple of goals. Looked in complete control. Had 2 or 3 chances to put the game to bed, and we didn't.
The game should have been dead and buried. It should have been dead and buried by half time. We had the opportunities. So did they. I have to say, they had opportunities to equalise. Oh no, so to even get a goal back then. But that's for our own doing. For our own, they were poor. They're poor attack. They were just a poor side generally, and the game should have been dead and buried. However, at 2-0, the game's never quite over. We said, look, they're going to probably come at us second half, when we need to make those counter attacks, make them count. But unfortunately, we was null and void in terms of attack. We never laid a glove on the goalkeeper in that second half. So the first period of that second half, and of course, lo and behold, we was given free kicks, started to corners, and more importantly, in the wide areas, there was no pressure. They had opportunities, ample opportunities, and many of them, to put crosses after crosses after crosses. And in the end, we conceded through that exactly that way. Got away with a penalty. I know in the end it wasn't a penalty, but the situation created for that to happen was still there. It was rightly not given in the end, but the situations I was more concerned about. And right at the end with Sonny, I felt his goal came at the best time for us, because they were really pushing for that equaliser. And a couple of situations, they could have got him. But again, for poor finishing, for blocks and what have you, Sonny done what Sonny did, made it 3-1. And for me, that was really it, the game over. Of course, Tottenham being Tottenham, as you rightly say, it's never quite over. Another ball in the box.
Another ball in the box. Look, I thought their 2 goals were really good. They deserve them. They created enough chances. But the standard of that game,
poor.
The standard of that game from both sides after the initial, we were just sitting back, letting them come at us. We were inviting that pressure, and eventually, luckily, maybe that we didn't, they had people that could finish those chances. We gave them numerous chances. They probably, if we're looking at that game overall, had probably the better chances than what we had, and we just took them, and they didn't.
More clinical and especially with the chances that fell to sort of Son. But look, at the end of the day, you're right. The standard of the game throughout was a poor standard. I've seen Sunday League games more exciting than that one there tonight. The intensity wasn't there. The quality wasn't there. It was just like I said during the match. That game was a really good reflection of where both teams are currently stood in the league, in their respective leagues. It really was a poor level. Intensity in terms of quality, just nothing about it. Like I said, Sunday League games have been better than that.
But look,
we
got the win, right? And that's what we needed.
And that's the positive thing, is that fundamentally we did what we had to do, is go over there, get a win, and it gives us a little glimmer of hope leading up to the league game, because I felt like if we're lost again tonight at home against Leicester, it would have been tough going. It may still be tough going, but at least we're going into it with some level of confidence.
Yeah, and look, I think if you look at the Aloisi, however you say his name, came on for 5 minutes. Yeah. We had Will Lancashire on the pitch, Mikey Moore, Archie Gray, Bergvall. I mean, it's 5 18-year-olds on the pitch.
When would you have ever seen those guys on the pitch, ever? And like I said, I would like, hopefully, moving forwards, even when we get everyone back, I hope these guys still remain in the squad and give their time to grow as well, because I think it's important that we don't just disperse of them the moment we get everyone back. But hopefully we get Romero back very soon. Van der Ven will soon follow, and we can start recover one or two more to maybe, just maybe, we could do something, certainly in the Europa. I'm not saying we're going to win it, guys. I'm not saying that. I'm not suggesting that whatsoever. I'm saying that we give ourselves a chance to be in it, to win it.
Yeah, look, and I think if you look at Archie Gray, if we look at the positives from tonight, positives is a win.
Yeah.
Archie Gray at left back, I didn't think he looked out of place. I don't think he did anything spectacular, but he didn't make any mistakes, and he was putting in tackles. And again, he's playing the position that's not his and is foreign to him. I think Ben Davies again. I think Dragusin and Davis together. Davis probably played better than Dragusin, and he's been out for a long time. Brain said that he was incredible. I don't know if he was incredible, but he did his job, and that's what we need. That's what we need sometimes. We need players to do their job, because Richarlison looked off it in terms of just didn't look like he wasn't holding the play up. Kulu looks tired. Son looks tired. Maddison seemed like he got that goal, he got that assist, and then kind of regressed and just faded away. Whether that's tiredness, whether that was the system, I don't know, but. That they're kind of, again, big concerns from the senior players.
Well, the players that were coming back from injuries, Davis, Bentancur, Richarlison. Out of the two centre-backs, definitely Davis was the better. But when there's backs to the wall, Davis comes out. He always does. Listen, if we don't play that high line and we play low block, which is what we did for large parts of that second half, that is bread and butter for Davis. He really comes out like a gladiator, if you like. He has that about him, blocking shots and blocking crosses and headering stuff. It's his game, and he comes alive. And I say, out of the two, Dragusin and Davis, he by far had a better game. It was almost looked like Dragusin was the one coming back from injury, not Davis. So I'll give him that. Bentancur, I thought, good return. I think for large parts of the game, he recovered. He stopped a few situations in the first half, edge of the box where he intervened. As the game went on in the second half, it did start to die down. That could be fitness, but it's definitely an important return to have him back in our midfield, especially now that Sarr's got injured as well. And of course,
Austin.
Yeah, I think
he did his job, and I thought he pulled off a good save. That one at full stretch. I don't think he could have done anything about either of the goals.
No, it was there. And even that penalty of the game, he came out. He actually had to go and put him under pressure, and he did. He did his job. I think he did. One of the things that he did well, he did. And of course, the goals, I don't think he had much of a chance. Archie Gray, you touched upon, the left back, did really well. He's started to become really important for us because he can literally play anywhere. I would love to eventually, again, once everyone's back, to see him in a position that we bought him for, and we haven't seen him play, and that's in the sixth. Richarlison tonight was poor, but I wasn't really slating him for the fitness or the fact that he wasn't running everywhere. I wasn't expecting anything like that. I just thought, do the basics right. And for me, the basics of a striker away from home, where we need you to get onto the ball, get a bit of pressure off us, and link the ball well. He didn't do any of that. And more often than not, the one thing that really drives me mad about him is how he falls on the floor all the bloody time.
Yeah.
And that, for me, is frustrating. Lancashire, when he comes on, you can see he started to use his body. He was strong, getting on the ball. And, in that time, you could just see that those are the kind of players that you need away from home at any European ground. You need someone to be stand-up accounting, get us involved and link up the play a little bit. But Mikey Moore came on, and everyone, with Mikey, you know what I find is that he doesn't look out of place. He doesn't look like a young kid. He looks like he's played at this level many European games before. So someone I'd like to see kept in the squad, but not just kept in for the sake of making up numbers, kept in the squad and playing him as well, because he's somebody that can and should be involved moving forwards, for sure.
Yeah, and look, obviously, as the way the table kind of lines up at the moment. Obviously, we've got other games to play. Lazio can pretty much secure their progress through with a win later on. But Elfsborg, Spurs' opponents next week play against Nice. So it's 26th plays 35th in the table. I mean, I can't see that being a barnstormer, but we should do enough. Look, we're at home to Elfsborg next week. The win has got us. We probably, a point will probably be enough, but we probably want to sign off with a win.
Of course, at home in front of your own fans, you got to finish in the highest possible. I think it's quite close, isn't it, between third and the second? So a win can open. Who knows? You can finish third. You can even finish second. And Lazio, they're not a million miles away points-wise from us. But we need to, whatever happens, make it an automatic qualification. Also, it doesn't, it avoids you playing extra matches. You know? So
2 extra matches that we can't afford to have.
For us right now, we really can't afford to play any more than what we are. So 100% a win at home to seal it for not just for the fact that we're at home, but also to in terms of qualifications and where we are at the table. You want to secure that because they've got too many teams are in and around us close in points.
Yeah, and look, it's a great result. Fenerbahce drew with Lyon, which helps us out. Roma lost. Bodo Glimt won 3-1. Porto lost. Karabag lost. And Twente, another 3-2 game there, out in Sweden.
There's some poor sides in there.
There are some poor sides. Tottenham Hotspur still favourites. Still favourites to win this competition. And like you said, Iggy, I think if we get our players back on our day, we've seen what we can do on our day.
Our best chance, if we're going to have an absolute any chance of winning or even competing or going far in this competition, we need to have everyone back. There's no two ways about it. Without that, we don't have a chance. But with a fully fit squad, there's a good opportunity because I was looking at that table there. Lazio, they look quite strong. They've certainly proved in this qualification. The other ones, Athletic Club, Olympic Lyon. We're amongst it. I'm not saying I don't think we're favourites, but I do believe that we give ourselves a really good possibility in such a really what has been a really crap domestic Premier League campaign. We could do something different in Europe, and in the cups we've been like a different side for a lot. So
the good thing about this,
we're really Jekyll and Hyde. We have been really Jekyll and Hyde in terms of results and performances, whether we played in Europe or the cups in general and the Premier League.
Yeah, realistically tonight, the only 2 teams that can go above us are Eintracht Frankfurt, who play Ferencváros, and United, who play against Rangers. They're the only 2 teams. So the worst we could potentially be is 6th, right? So it's in our hands now, and that's what we wanted to do, right? We wanted to get the win. We wanted to take it back to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We know we need to look. Elfsborg's Elfsborg. We should be we should be winning. We should be winning comfortably.
At home against the. It should
beat Liverpool there 1-0 now.
Yeah.
Same first leg, but
listen, at home we should be winning. Tonight, like I said, tonight should be a game that we should be winning comfortably. So we made hard work of it, but we made hard work of it because of how Hoffenheim did anything amazing. We made hard work of it, but at home, I do fancy us getting the 3 points.
Yeah, look, we look. A win's a win. We've gone out there. Fireworks have gone off. There's been fireworks off the pitch. There's been kind of some fireworks on the pitch at both ends. But Tottenham have got the win.